Hey everybody, it's John Worden with another Wildwood Worden video. Today we're in Luray, Virginia, and we're going to take you into Luray Caverns. These caverns are considered the nicest caverns in the United States to come visit, and possibly even the world. The formations are incredible. It's just an amazing place to be. Plus they also have a lot of cool stuff here. They got a lot of museum and everything like that. But we're going to take you underground, and we're going to check out some pretty cool stuff. So come on with me. Alright, so here we are in the old part of the Luray Caverns. This is the oldest part because this stuff is not as active growing, but there's the biggest formation, I think, in the whole cavern. A big old waterfall. Yeah, you can look at, almost look up in it. Look at that, it's just incredible. This is the best cave I've ever been in. Look at all that stuff. It's just everywhere. Look how that must have been a big one there. It broke off a long time ago. Probably collapsed down there and they covered up. Yeah. Sage is taking pictures like these rocks are famous people and she's a paparazzi.
I can't take one picture. This phone sucks. That's one of the
You just got a plate kind of sticking up there.
Won't be like.
Look at this.
That's my.
Look at, there's a face in the rock. It just,
People.
it does. So this is our second time here. Our first time here was 2019 when we took the little red shop truck up. It was hot as can be up there, and boy, it felt so nice to come down this cave. About 52 degrees, like every other underground cave. Look at that rip. So all these formations took millions and millions of years to form. Now look at, you got the big formations in the front, and back in there, there's a bunch of smaller ones. There are millions and millions of stalactites and stalagmites. Little plant growing up there. So these plants normally would not be able to grow down in this cave, but because of the artificial light that we brought in, and then seeds and spores and stuff that stick to our feet allow the ferns to take a foothold and the algae to start growing and stuff like that. But this is like, so again, this is Luray Caverns in Luray, Virginia. Unbelievable formations. Look how that one's, they put a light up inside it. That's how thin it is. The light's actually shining through the rock. Then you got the start of stalagmites on the ground here. Stalagmites are on the ground. Stalactites are tight to the ceiling, they're hanging on. The water runs down here and then it drips. And when it drips, it leaves a little bit of the calcium and mineral deposit on the stalactite and then the stalagmite on the ground. So eventually those will connect and become the columns that you see. So you can see this right there, right? It's starting to become a column, almost. Another couple 100,000 years maybe. So you can imagine how long it would have taken for something like this one here to form, where it's actually grew all the way up into there. Look at that, it's awesome. Yeah. That's probably where it, the seam where it met. You're right. So it's still running. You can still formed after it started to actually connect. That's like the cement zone where it bonded itself together. There's the little guy. That's like over 3 feet tall though. That one. And see, look how much more is on the base of this one compared to the stalactite that's right above it.
Like straight up to the wiggles in the rock.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty wild. Wow. Flow here, the water used to flow right down here. Oh, kind of looks like the Punisher skull a little bit. And we still got water coming through the cave, so this cave is still active. You can hear water drip every once in a while. Okay, this is just... Here we have a stalactite that broke and fell down. You can see this must have happened millions of years ago because that thing's well formed. That grew over a long, long time, so it must have been way up in the top there. Came crashing down here. And then since then, it's gotten swallowed up by that pillar. Look how well formed this pillar is. This one looks like it's made out of concrete. It's nature's concrete, I guess. It just takes a lot longer to form. These are cool. It's pretty neat, huh? Just amazing. Spectacular. Just amazing. It almost looks like some kind of lost city or something, like a fantastic city. Some fantasy art thing or something, like should be a whole bunch of little tiny trolls or something. Yeah, so each one of those layers, that's just a small little section. It's like counting the rings of a tree. This one here, that's 47 feet high. Wow. Okay, we're heading into the cathedral part now. Look at these. Holy moly. So, there was an artist, a music guy that came down here, and he set up this organ so the drips in the cave, and if you listen, you'll hear the drips probably the same time as the notes, but the drips fall and set the notes in the from the organ electronically. Pick it up, but you can see there's wires that run down here and going behind all this stuff, and that goes throughout the cave where the microphones are. Back in there is a folding chair, but there's tons of wires way back in there, so it's picking up certain drips. So the organ's there, and apparently those guys are listening. Just like everywhere. You can see it goes up in there, way up in there. Michelangelo had nothing on Mother Nature, that's for sure. Get a close look here. I had it broken off stalactite. You can see how each layer formed around another, like rings of a tree. Sometimes when you're in a cave system, things are a little deceiving. You can see that looks like a face there, but things aren't often what they seem to be. Sometimes it's just a pool. A little bit more filming of this place. This is, I just found out from one of the guys that works here that this is considered the best cave to come visit, and you can obviously see why. And this is the 4th largest cave in the United States and the biggest on the East Coast. It's 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles, something like that. You can see two different types of rocks down here. This is the stuff that's forming that you see in the cave. That's called forming all the crystals, or all the stalagmites, stalactites. And then this rock here is that foundation rock that forms the mountain. And here you can see where they both blend together. This is where they had to chip through here to make it commercially accessible. So certain things you got to do to. Oh, that's pretty wild. The pattern that's swooped in there, that's really cool. And we come down through here. So we're already through the major part of the cave, so this kind of finishes it up. And you can see, look at this. It's like a cave within a cave. So I also found out that breaking off the stalactites is about, it's a huge fine. So something like somewhere between $500 and $1,500 an inch. But it was legal to do right up until 1974. Now it's federally protected and you're not allowed to do that. Look at how thick those layers are there. Some of this looks like it formed fairly fast compared to other spots. Look at this swirls. Looks like an elephant tooth.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting hungry, but that looks like a pair of scrambled or fried eggs.
It looks like eyes in it.
So each one of these little drips coming off these rocks right now leaves a little bit of mineral behind. Just like a icicle dripping, but when it leaves that deposit behind, it helps to form the stalactite. And then where it lands, it would eventually start forming the stalagmite. Start to look like that. We're underground. These are small, to give you an idea. I'm not gonna touch them obviously, but they're just there. But what's crazy is we can go farther underground. Oh, ta-da! They left a shelf. So the water had to erode out underneath that at one time. This was formed on top somehow. And then when they cut the path through the cave. So that bridged that gap at one point. Just a hollow crust of stone. You can see how it left a whole bunch of other stuff. Look how cool that is. It's still water sitting there. You can see that the ferns are growing towards the artificial light. So again, without this light in here, there wouldn't be any plant life in here at all. I wish I thought to record down at the reflection pool. But anyway. It's pretty cool.